You the opportunity to give that clarity. How would people get onto The Voice? How would it be chosen?
They'd be elected, and that would be the consultation with Indigenous Australians themselves. So it might be, for example, South Australia has a voice to Parliament, already has been established this year. It might be that it's that voice to Parliament elects people to the national voice structure.
Sure.
In Victoria at the moment, where you're sitting, there's an election at the moment of Indigenous people to...
It's Friday, Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend, Friday, Friday, getting down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend, partying, 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 fun, 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 fun. Looking forward to the weekend. We're driving on the highway, cruising so fast, I want time to slap. Fun, fun, think about fun. You know what it is. I got this, you got this. My friend is by my right. Hey, I got this, you got this. Now you know it. Kicking in the front seat, sitting in the back seat. Gotta make my mind up. Which seat can I take? It's Friday, Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend, Friday, Friday, getting down
The
on
opportunity to give that clarity. How would people get onto The Voice? How would it be chosen?
They'd be elected, and that would be the consultation with Indigenous Australians themselves. So it might...
Joining me is former Federal Labor Minister Gary Johns, who's now on the Committee of Australians for Unity, the No campaign against The Voice. Gary, great to catch up with you again. This Voice seems to me a con against Aborigines as well as whites, Aborigines in particular, because they're not going to be given a direct vote for the voice that is meant to represent them. Can you explain that?
Oh, it's quite simple, Andrew. It's a corrupt system. By that I mean that Aboriginal CEOs will select themselves to become the 24 gifted people who will sit in Canberra and lobby for your taxpayers' dollars to get money for their organisations. That, if you like, it's an outing of the Aboriginal industry. That's how it's been designed.
I think that's absolutely correct, by the way. Plus, of course, someone, we don't know who, has to select the token youth voices as well. I mean, the whole thing is a stitch-up. Now,
You the opportunity to give that clarity. How would people get onto The Voice? How would it be chosen?
They'd be elected, and that would be the consultation with Indigenous Australians themselves. So it might...
The report does not once mention the term democracy, and the method for selecting voice participants would be determined by local communities, which means closed shop nepotism could be rife. Despite being cited by advocates as a source of truth on The Voice, the Karma Langton report does not explain who would qualify for The Voice, how or when they can provide advice to Parliament and the government, and how the government is required to respond.